We just watched a video about the world's largest pizza, so we put on our Notice and Wonder goggles and thought, how many people would we be able to invite if we held the world's biggest pizza party? And that's exactly what we're going to figure out today on Brain Food Studios.
Allons-y!
Now, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if we can get over 100 subscribers, one of those subscribers is going to win a pizza party courtesy of Brain Food Studios.
Appuyez sur le bouton.
That's right. Check the video description for details. Now, are we ready for a big ol' slice of cheesy, mathy goodness?
Mais oui, yum,
Well, let's get back to it. So here it is. This is the world's largest pizza. Let's check it out.
C'est énorme.
Holy moly, it's like in an airplane hangar. So it's the
Comme
world record holder. And look, they're putting the dough together in like tiles and like sections.
un casse-tête.
They're using a mop to put on the sauce.
C'est drôle.
That's a crazy amount of sauce.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
That, I guess that's like a custom oven that they're using. They're using that to bake it. There would be no single oven that this would be able to fit in. And oh my goodness, this looks so delicious. Well, that is just an outstanding amount of pizza, and it turns out they donated a lot of it to LA food banks, which is great because you wonder, what would you do with all of that pizza? So the question we're going to investigate today is how many people the world's largest pizza can feed. Now, like any good investigation, it always starts with a bit of estimation, some guesswork, some hypothesis. I want to hear what your estimation strategy is. How many people do you think this pizza can feed? Why don't you pause the video for a few moments and talk amongst yourselves and see what numbers you can come up with and what strategies you might be able to come up with for estimation.
Réfléchissons ensemble.
So I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. I'm just going to use visual inspection. I'm going to guess about 4,000 people. I'm going to say that pizza can feed 4,000 people. Bob, how many people do you think it can feed? Oh, that's a really interesting approach. So what Bob is doing is, in his mind, he's trying to picture how much of the pizza it would take to feed 100 people. And then he's taking that amount of pizza and trying to block it off in his mind over the rest of the pizza and see how many sections that size there are to make up the entire pizza. And he's saying 10,000 people. Now, Numero, how many people do you think this pizza can feed?
Je pense que ça peut nourrir un chat très affamé.
Numero, I don't think you could eat this pizza all by yourself.
Oui, je peux le faire.
Well, I don't know about that, but we'll see. Now, who do you think came closest? Do you think it's closer to 4,000? Do you think it's closer to 10,000 like Bob said? Or do you think we're both grossly overestimating how many people this pizza can feed? Maybe the answer is closer to Numero's guess of 1.
Je suis correct.
To find out, we need a plan. Now, there are many different plans we could follow, but this is the one we're going to follow for this video. We're going to start by using a bit of division to figure out how many extra large pizzas fit inside that world's largest pizza. Then we can figure out how many people a single extra large pizza will serve. Once we have that information, we'll use some multiplication to figure out how many people the giant pizza can serve. And then that'll be it. We will be done and we will have our answer, and it'll be time to party down on some pizza. Now, there's a couple of key pieces of information we need to be able to solve this. First of all, we need to know how big that giant pizza is. Because this is a world record, we should be able to just look that up. We also need to know the area of an extra large pizza. Since we know the diameter of an extra large pizza, we should be able to calculate that pretty easily. Finally, we need to know how many people a single extra large pizza will be able to serve. This is going to require a little bit of research, but nothing too complicated. Once we have these 3 pieces of information, we should have everything we need to be able to solve our problem. Let's start with that first one. Because it's a world record, we should be able to just look up how big was the world's largest pizza. 13,990 square foot. Personally, I prefer metric units, so we're just going to do a quick conversion and say 13,990 square feet in meters squared is 1,299.7135 meters squared, or about 1,300 meters squared. There we go, much better. The next thing we're going to want to do is figure out the area of this extra large pizza. An extra large pizza is 18 inches across, which means that's its diameter. Now the area of the circle uses the radius, which is half of the diameter. That means the radius of an extra large pizza is 9 inches. Now, personally, I prefer meters over inches and feet, so I'm going to do a quick conversion here. I've actually already done it. 9 inches is about 0.23 meters. So that's the number we're going to use when we calculate the area. Let's go. The area of this pizza is equal to 3.14, and we're just using that number 2, and that's an approximation. Pi is much more complicated than that. Believe me, some people get really upset over it. We're going to say 3.14 times 0.23 and squared, which means we're going to multiply it by itself. So we'll just add another 0.23 onto the equation. Now, I could calculate all of this out, but through the power of technology, I have a calculator right here in my hand. We're going to say 3.14 times 0.23 times 0.23 again, and we have the area is equal to 0.166. 0.16106. So I'm going to round that actually, because when we get into our other calculations, I want to be able to use a nice sort of round number, okay? So I'm going to say 0.2, because the 6 tells us to round that 1 upwards, right? So we've got an area of 0.2 meters squared.
Oh.
So that is the area of our extra large pizza. And just like that, we only had one more piece of the puzzle to find out. And for this, we had to contact the experts.
Ultra, may I help you?
Hi, I'm curious, how big is your extra large pizza? How many inches across is that?
18.
18 inches, and how many slices?
12.
12 slices?
Yeah.
So approximately how many kids do you think that would typically feed?
6 if you're giving them 2 pieces each.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And so with the help of our good friends at Old Town Pizzeria, we have everything we need to figure out how many people we can serve with the world's largest pizza. Pause the video now to give it a try. Use our plan and the information we just collected, and then we'll come back and go through it together. Did you get an answer? Was it close to your estimate, or was it completely off? If it was completely off, then I applaud your fearlessness. Now, our plan was to take the area of this giant pizza and divide it by the area of a much smaller pizza, an extra large pizza. Before I go dividing decimals, I want to think about something. 0.2 meters squared. That's a really convenient number, because if I have 5 of those, it makes 1 full meter squared, right? So in other words, for every meter squared, there are 5 extra large pizzas. So using that information, instead of dividing by 0.2, I'm going to multiply 1,300 by 5. For every meter squared, there's 5 extra large pizzas. There's 5 extra large pizzas. 5 extra large pizzas. So that is 6,500 extra large pizzas. 6,500.
Oh.
Each one of those can serve 6 kids. 6 kids. 6 kids. So that means I'm going to do some more multiplication. I'm going to take 6,500 and I'm going to multiply that by 6 kids. I can't do this one in my head quite so easily, so I'm going to use the stacked method. So 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 5 is 30. So we're going to put that 0 there and put the 3 up top. And 6 times 6 is 36. We're going to carry the 3 over, which is an extra 3. So 36, 37, 38, 39. 39,000 people. 39,000 people. 39,000 people. 39,000 people. My estimate was completely wrong. I wasn't even on the same planet. I guessed 4,000 people. This is 10 times larger than my estimate. we were completely wrong, and you know what? That's awesome. I love being wrong because it means I've learned something. I hope you've learned something today too. If you'll excuse me, I'm getting kind of hungry. I need a slice of pizza.